Hello everyone and welcome yet another live coding and chill. I'm your host Johnny. I'm delighted to be here. Hope you've had amazing weeks and you're heading into amazing weekends. Today we'll be playing with OpenAI. Once again, we'll be taking advantage of the OpenAI Assistants. We'll be using the OpenAI Assistants API. It's gonna be super exciting because we've done quite a few things with OpenAI in the past. There's lots of startups that came into the world during 2023 and are still pitching to get some funding and make it or break it in the tech industry based off the success of generative AI, of ChatGPT in particular. Lots of companies that are serving as a middleware between ChatGPT and the user. But guess what? OpenAI created their own assistance API that essentially allows you to do the same thing. But, and I do need to amend my second screen here for just a moment. We'll be using the OpenAI playground to create our very own assistant to make a feature that we have built on stream better. Better in regards to results and better in regards to how much it costs. If you go to Johnnify.com, you may remember this app. I don't know how this happened. That's an even worse flash of white paint. I think it's my internet connection and not the app's fault. But hey, yeah, the app still works. We have this ask section, and I may switch to full screen already. We have this ask functionality, and you can ask any question that you want here. And this thing is gonna be searching the transcripts from all of my videos, or at least the videos that I have connected to this feature, and answer based off those. So the knowledge base is all my video transcripts, and I guess a little bit of extra ChatGPT flavor that I'm asking about, and they are giving us related responses. The styling may not be the best thing in the world, but hey, it works. It's worked before, still works now, but it's quite expensive. We're using Postgres PC vector to kind of vectorize and do the text search stuff of the process. We're trying to find related paragraphs based on the user query first, and then we feed that context, those possibly related sections, to ChatGPT and tell them this is the actual user question, this is the context that may be related, can you answer? And we saw the results back. One of the costly things here is that we are hitting ChatGPT through a Supabase function, which is much more expensive than a function you may have written in the SvelteKit app itself, in your SvelteKit app or Next.js app or wherever else, and are deployed to Vercel or Cloudflare workers. So one of the ways to minimize costs would be to replace that function to something that we are deploying alongside the rest of the app. And it's also like a Dino function as well, which I don't know, like I don't particularly like Dino too. So optimization opportunity for costs, just move this out of Supabase function, which are, Supabase is amazing, as you know, I use it all the time for many things, but this is quite expensive. So move this out into the SvelteKit app, immediately this is going to be costing less. But will it be better? No, it will be exactly the same. That's better for my pockets specifically. But I'm thinking that if I'm able to have an OpenAI assistant and feed it all the transcripts, maybe it will be able to come up with better answers than what we're having here. The thing that I've seen is that the Assistants API doesn't support streaming for now, so we won't be able to do a real type-in thing. We won't be able to stream the response as ChatGPT calculates it, but we can of course fake it. Once we have the response, we can start typing it out and then it looks cool. But the user will just be seeing the loading screen, the loading beeping thing, until the whole response is back, no matter if we fake the typing delay. Just at that point it'd be a UI thing. Well, now the way we're doing the streaming, is actually adding some value. The user can see that we have a response and it's looking correct, it's not looking correct, who knows. Hopefully it will seem familiar. So in this case, we ask, how do you do view transitions? And ChatGPT replies, Johnnybot replies, view transitions can be set up using the navigate lifecycle function. So immediately it feels like it knows what it's answering. So you get excited, you keep reading. In the end, we should be styling this as well in a nice code block, but we aren't for now. We're having troubles with marked and those libraries with SvelteKit. But hey, that's by the by. So improving this in performance and costs is the goal of the day. I have been working with AI projects in the past week. That's why we took a bit of a break from the SaaS playlist, from the SaaS project, but we'll be back on that next week. Next Tuesday, we do these Tuesdays and Fridays, and we'll be back with Avances there. I just figured we may do a bit of a quick one today. Who knows? I say that sometimes and it's still like 3 hours. So we'll see how fast we'll manage to get out. It depends on how successful we are. So ChatGPT Assistants, hopefully you're all familiar with ChatGPT. It took over the tech world in 2023. Huge explosion, even though it had been around for a while. I have worked with OpenAI many years ago. One of my first projects in London were related to this. One of my first is correct. Many years ago, before they were kinda bought out by Microsoft or heavily got a heavy investment from Microsoft brand deals and stuff. But last year, big bang with ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo and ChatGPT 4 changed the whole game, changed the whole tech industry. Everyone was in on this. Everyone has been trying to make some money by creating that sort of assistant for ChatGPT that does things like just ask the same questions twice or ask ChatGPT, are you sure about what you just told me? And then it gets supposedly better results. Anyway, keep in mind that I do think AI is awesome and can help, like this sort of AI, this sort of generative AI and LLMs can be very helpful in many things, but be wary of a few snake oil style solutions that don't really do much. So if you remember my stance on crypto, like I thought that that was a mediocre solution for things that have been solved better for many years. So I didn't really touch that aspect at all. I just couldn't see, like, you were really looking for problems based on a specific solution, and then people really tried to use the confusion and mystery and all of those potential advantages to scam people. So I didn't touch that, other than saying that I don't think that what you're doing there is correct. You can do this in a simpler way, with the way that it's been done for years. I do think generative AI and LLMs are enabling better workflows. They aren't solutions looking for problems. They are solutions to problems we have experienced and can be more performant. So play with them always, work with them with caution, and watch out for more scam applications of generative AI. But knowing about them is the first step to be able to distinguish between the snake oil ones and the actually good ones, the actual solutions that are better and not just trying to bedazzle you, confuse you, and scam you in the end. I didn't plan to start this with a bit of a rant, so apologies for that. If you enjoyed it, then you're welcome, I guess. But that's what we're doing today, trying to use ChatGPT's own Assistants API instead of building our own startup into having a middleware assistant by ourselves that we hand-rolled that actually just talks to ChatGPT in the end. So OpenAI has created this OpenAI playground where we can experiment with our assistant, as I understand, and then give us some code as well that would be able to add to any JavaScript runtime that we want. And in case for us, that would be able to adapt into our SvelteKit app and see where we get from there. So let's try to create Johnnybot there. The other interesting thing is the file upload as well. And I hope, like my real hope, is that I'd be able to add the files that the assistant always has. So I always want to have all the transcripts from all my videos. And potentially you can have the assistants take files from the users. So if you're making like what could you be making? I'm trying to think of realistic ideas. The other thing we're doing in the other series, the SAS series, is a CV, not CV recommendation, interview consultation business, make you be awesome in interviews and land the job of your dreams, I suppose. So you could see how you could be using something like this to attach your CV and ask the assistant, is this good? Is this what I need to apply to this company? Give it some context regarding having a general template CV that you can use anywhere. But when you can adapt your CV based on the role you're applying for, that will always be better. If you can adapt it specifically to the company you're going, they may want to hear about other accomplishments that you've had, but who has time to change their CV for every company they apply for? So that would be one application if the user could attach their CV and ask the interview the Nexer bot to adapt it based on this application. That'd be a good use case. Anyway, the first step is adding some files. Let's pick the model. Let's do the preview model. GPT-4 Turbo preview. Things like 112 or something, 116. Not sure which one is actually recent, but they have this without the show more button, so I'm gonna choose this one. We can have it run specific functions, which is another cool application that we may get to in the end, but who knows? And the files, I'm not sure if that counts as files that the user is uploading or that the assistant always has. We'll find out eventually. And in the Johnnify project, I have a docs, a videos. Let's, can I attach like all of them? So that's 3 of them. Plonk. Yeah, I see that this should be on the assistant directly and the user may be able to add even more here. So that's promising. That's what I was looking to do. These markdown files. I think that code interpreter is it's definitely able to read files and code. I don't think we also want the retrieval API. But it is unclear. In the overview here, like if I search for like files, maybe the built-in plugins, code. On my research on this, I was reading that the code interpreter is able to read files anyway. So I'm wondering, like, do I need both or not? I'm not sure. This can process files with diverse data and formatting and generate files as graphs. I think this one should be enough. And what would the instructions be? Interesting UI there. So what instructions have we put in the existing Johnny bot? It's one of my questions. So where do I get this one line thing? Common tags, nice. All right. Very helpful assistant. Johnny bot represented Johnny Macropis. Johnny Macropis is principal software engineer and educational YouTuber. Johnny is known for his positive personality, smiley face, and ability to explain things concisely. That's me, yours truly. Johnny codes around the world. I'm in Barcelona now, and inspires others to do the same. Johnny loves coding, video games, beach volleyball, and dad jokes. I've watched all of John's videos and love to help other viewers. Given the following sections of transcripts from John's videos, answer user questions based mostly on that information. So that's probably the difference here. In the current app, we are using Postgres search to say these are the related sections from John's videos, while here we should give the assistant all transcripts and then it decides what's relevant. That's the idea. I don't know how that would affect the token count. I hope that it's not going to be just every time reading every single file and using a token for everything that's in every file, because that's going to be expensive. But we do want to say we have access to the transcripts as attached files. Make use of them to answer user questions based mostly on that information, based on them. Based mostly on them. Have access to the transcripts as file, make use of them. With them as your first source of truth. Sure, sounds good to me. So we have this thing, we have preview, we have these, and let's ask the same thing. How to set up your transitions. What else I need? So user message is here. Should I have saved this? Maybe. I've added this user message and now I can run the assistant, I suppose. These are the run instructions, sure. Oh, it starts by explaining what it's going to do, saying that it will consult the transcripts. Which I wasn't expecting, but looks good to me. Interesting. It's explaining its thought process, which is really cool. So it's like this file seems like they explicitly say view transitions. So now I'll extract some information from this file, and it would have gotten more help if it was able to use the titles, but I guess they get some IDs here and not their actual names. Ooh, the end was cool. Based on content, blah blah blah, discusses things. Here's a quick summary. Title, snippet. They might be in the video. Okay, so it says, let me read it out. Based on going to extract them from this file, it discusses creating up like list detailed view transitions with SvelteKit. Here's a quick summary, and it just reads the metadata, I guess. So it found this file. Oh no, it didn't find the view transitions file, the up like field with the view transitions API. It found this, the list detailed view transitions, which is the latest one, which is good, I guess. And it pretty much presents the front matter information. Here's a snippet. It's not setting out the snippet, it's summarizing what this snippet is, which is not great, to be honest, because this is short enough, right? I don't want the summary of this. YouTube ID, application URL. So that's good. That's a hyperlink to the actual app. This is a hyperlink to the repository. Great. Publish date. That's also interesting. This summary provides high-level overview. That doesn't provide a high-level overview. So maybe you might find it through the YouTube ID. So I construct the YouTube link based on the ID. But I guess it doesn't know how to do that. So, and 7,135 tokens. How much is that for token cost? So 1 cent, I think, like for this one. 1 cent per 1K. So that was like 7 cents. Good enough. Decent. If you require specific code examples or further details from the transcripts, please let me know. Yes, please give me some code examples. So it would be good to have a separate file that we could create even by hitting the YouTube API and saying these are all my videos, including the live streams, which I'd never like manually do. And say, this is all the information you have on Johnny's videos. Find the ones, like the top 2 ones that are most related to what this user wants. Link to them, and then offer to explain further if you'd like. That could be cool. Interesting now, it's not explaining its thought process, it's not saying, oh, I'm gonna look at the same video, I'm gonna look at the same file. Oh, right. So maybe it's because it actually did quite a lot here. And it went directly to the GitHub repository, so that's awesome. Oh. Since I can't access external websites directly, including GitHub, I'll simulate how one might extract and interpret code snippets based on public information. Is using npm, even though I'm either using pnpm or bun in the example, probably pnpm. Built-in transition functions, out of date, incorrect. Which kind of makes sense. The Vue Transitions API is newer, while SvelteKit had like transition helpers for a long time, and it doesn't know that we're using the Vue Transitions API. So yeah, that's very wrong. That's very wrong. To describe the Vue Transitions API. Experimental technology. So let's say it's a web standard. It's not specific to SvelteKit and not related to the transitions to Sveltes. But I don't know. Like I don't specifically want to argue code with ChatGPT. What would a helpful answer look like? Maybe the instructions for the bot should be, because in the end, like I want to help people, and I make the edited videos with quite a lot of thought on how I can help the most people in the most efficient way, like cutting out fluff and stuff. So if the answer of the bot is find out more in this like 5-minute video, I think that's better than trying to get this bot to tell you what to do. Like my video will be more efficient at telling you what to do correctly. Yeah, he doesn't know about the Vue API. It must be like a few years out of date. Index HTML, detail HTML, create document transition, that's not a real thing. All right, so given how bad this thing was, I think I may need to give this a list of videos. I wonder, after we upload, do we have like the file IDs? Like, what can I say? Oh, they have the name here, so maybe it can see the name. Just the ID is different. Whoa. It's from last month. It's fine. No, we're still in January. So this one already, like 20 cents. I'm not gonna make it at this in the States. Alright, these are hidden, thankfully. Fine tuning is something else. See, this is the assistant we're playing with, Johnnify. I was thinking that they're claiming that you can use the assistant's playground to like scaffold your actual code, but maybe not. I was expecting that I'd be able to get like a copy JavaScript snippet somewhere for this part, right? The instructions and the file IDs specifically, because how do I upload the files? But the files are uploaded here. It would be helpful to be able to have a description of the file or something. So I'm giving a lot about my personality because I would want the Johnnify to reply like me. So maybe I will have less context about me. You have access to the video transcripts as well. MD files. And they start maybe I should make these like be JSON objects, I guess. They are MD files and they start with from matter. I could create a function that creates a YouTube href based on the YouTube ID, or I could just tell it YouTube. There. Do I really have like no videos here? Like this one.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johnny and you want to work.
Can I give code blocks like this? Who knows? Who knows? We'll find out. Fitting. I've adapted the instructions. Let's see what type of result we get back. Do we have like a text gradient one? How to do text gradients with Tailwind? Oh, I didn't press save. So I think it's gonna be the previous one. Can I abort the run? Cancel run. Cancel. Cancel. Clear. Save. Let's ask how to do text gradients with Tailwind. Let's see if it's gonna explain its thought process now. Right, so now it has the updated run instructions. Story of my life that are like super long. It feels like it may be doing better if I did have a JSON object with its video, a title, a summary, not the YouTube description because it has like things like the Discord and stuff like that. But it wouldn't have access to the video transcript. I guess I could do something that also has a transcript, but that'd be a lot of data. Recommended video, like title this. What is this? So it should have found this video, the text gradient video. Maybe it will give us related information. So I'm starting to doubt if this is going to be better or not. It feels like there is something there. I guess it depends on the attached data we give it, but it's different than I expected. I guess that's the value of doing all the work to give ChatGPT the different context. Yeah, it still can't find it, because I guess it sees it as this. Oh, does it get lost forever? I guess so. Some pressed away. That's something to keep in mind. When explicitly, please provide this file and provide related links. Just trying to read all of this. All right.
Hello and welcome.
So that's good. It managed to figure out what the link was. That's someone subscribes. Thank you, Kevin.
Text has been trending massively.
Thanks for the sub, Kevin.
Or really
Great video.
let's learn how it works and the word.
Managed to get a Baldur's Gate reference in early on. Right. So it managed to do this. Looks like the file you're curious about. Yeah, but the user would never say this is the file ID that I'm interested in. So I like this response. This response is nice. It's something that we'd like, but how do we get to this response with after a user-friendly message, because no one is going to say read this file, they don't know about these files. So what could we do? Could write like a script that turns all the markdown files into like JSON, or put them in Airtable, I guess. Unclear. Also, how do I add files, fine tuning? Train data, of course. But not, oh, only for an experimental version of GPT-4. Interesting. And I guess I'm in. Create a chatbot that occasionally gives sarcastic responses. Oh, nice. So we can feed it this data and say, this is the role. So also, it seems like this, since this is giving like system roles, it seems like it's not exactly for the Assistants API. It's for general use of ChatGPT. Interesting. And you can say, if you ask this, then this is what I want you to reply with. Great. Yeah, we're not going to learn about fine tuning now. Oof, 3 epochs. What got us here, besides fine tuning, is how to upload this. How do I upload this? You do have Markdown, great. Both of them support it. Even JSON, they both support. But how do I upload this? All right. So you can upload the files like this, and then you have the IDs here. So I guess since I have uploaded them like manually here, I should be able to just pass the file IDs. So that's cool. But if I were to automate this, so if I had like a cron job that every day hits the YouTube API, finds every video I've ever done, and creates the title, link, and how would I do summary? I don't know. But from the description, like maybe I would ask ChatGPT create a summary of this video based on its description, which would be fun, like turtles of the way all the way down type of fun. But yeah. You upload the file, you have a file ID, and then you say you're allowed to use this. Fair enough. Do not pay for files attached to an assistant or message when used with code interpreter. Only with the retrieval tool. I wonder what the difference is. The user can be uploading something. I imagine that this user has uploaded like his test, his homework, or her homework, or their homework. This can create files, which is interesting. All right, so the playground, it has made us understand that we'll need more specific instructions. And what if I try to give it a JSON file of the videos that I have here, I guess. And sadly, how do I do this? How do I do this? Do I manually go through this like an animal, or do I write like a clever script that can do this for me? Well, let's make this stream fun by doing it that way. Let's see, like, do I have access to Supabase still, this project? Maybe. Is the video stable? So yeah, I have all my videos in Supabase, which is good. And it even has like all the content. So it has this, and all the front matter is here. So yeah, that's cool. And if I look at .env, this is hitting real Supabase, which is interesting. So let's make an endpoint that turns all of the uploaded videos into a JSON that maybe ChatGPT can use. Like we can even use like Supabase's file storage to store the file there and then upload it to ChatGPT, I guess. Because how do you upload videos again? How do you upload files again? File upload. Yeah, so you do like a read stream thing. You cannot provide the URL. Or 2 million tokens. JSON L. Never heard this before. What's JSON L? What's JSON L? Oh, new line characters. Separate JSON values. JSON lines. Wow. What if I ask ChatGPT about this? Oh, interesting. It can, it allows for efficient processing of one line because it allows you to read just one line before reaching the end, I guess. Oh, so instead of having like an array of all these objects with commas, like every line is a different JSON object. I see. I see. And they do support JSON-L, right? Can I use FS? Well, here I should be able to use it because I'm running this locally. I guess it could be like a script, right? Just a script. And I have Bun in this project, so I guess so we created an assistant. We're gonna keep playing with this. I guess we're still here. We've done it. Let's create one script, turn database data records to a HTML file. So do I have like a scripts or something file? No? Let's create like a scripts directory. And let's do generate create JSON from videos .ts. And we're using bun, and bun has like a read file type of thing, right? But we won't be reading file. We won't be reading a file. What will we be doing? We'll be hitting the Supabase API. Bun log table. So we can console.table now. Table. Console.table. Come on, that's a new release thing. Bun console.table. Have the console here. Table. Did I dream this? Did I just read it on like the Discord and it's not released yet? Let's see. Console table. Here you go. Real thing. Console table. You do this, which is a JSON object, and then it prints it out like this, which is cool. That's what I want to do. So we have the admin client here. Instead of worrying too much about bun for now, let's create an endpoint. Let's create an API endpoint. Let's create an API videos. API YouTube. What should I call it? Maybe it has like the streams as well. Let's just do like YouTube plus server TS. And let's take inspiration from any other plus server file. Like this one, also about YouTube, but it's doing redirects. That's a request handler, I guess. And I guess you can get all the videos if you really want to. Yeah, you don't need the super client for this. And just return an empty array. And we won't need anything really. So what I think now, on API YouTube, we get this empty array, but I want to get the Supabase client from the locals. Get the data, error, await. So get the Supabase client. All right, now we're cooking. Now I get to do code. So maybe we'll start going faster. This needs to be a sync. From videos, select star. Why not? Not really. So what do the videos look like? We just want ID and front matter, or just front matter really. Is this checksum? Yeah. Yeah. Select the front matter. Error. Throw error. Or else return JSON. Return data. So now if we go there, we should get all of this. Oh, it's so nested in a front matter. This is fair enough. So these we can turn into a YouTube link. The snippet could be summary. Right. So let's do like we want to map the data. Map. And this is gonna have like a front matter. Do I have like a front matter type somewhere? I think I do. But this guy. EB videos to assistant. Readable. Assistant data. Okay, that makes sense. And these are gonna be objects that are gonna have front matter and front matter gonna be this magic type. I've created. And what we return? Just return the front matter at the top level. See what happens. All right. Good. Now let's spread the front matter, because do we want the snippet to be like a summary? Intro, snippet, summary. So instead of the YouTube ID, I want is that correct? So this be a different formatter. YouTube ID is correct, so what's the problem here? These can be destructured, I suppose. From the front matter, rest of front matter, and YouTube ID. No? I've forgotten how to do this in my advanced years. Oh, that was correct. And spread the rest of front matter. My question is this correct? Yeah, it's a real thing. Damn. But it does get you like the sort link, I suppose. So maybe you get like an extra redirect. So what we actually want is this. And this this really wants this to be like uppercase or something. So we have the YouTube link. What else do we want to tell them? Like maybe the app URL becomes the demo app URL. Just allows in some things for the assistant to understand better. Demo app URL, GitHub URL. I guess GitHub should be like this, not just YouTube. Lowercase. So yeah, that's the information I have in the database, so I shouldn't worry about this too much. And do we want to call this youtube.json? Don't particularly like that. But how can I download this? Is a question that I have. So save the source code. What does save do? Is that a real thing? Oh, yeah. Cool. So let's upload that and see what happens. So this assistant, this guy, let's remove these files. Plunk, 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 plunk. So you're the helpful assistant, Johnny Bot representing Johnny McGriffith, John's a personal software engineer and occasional YouTuber. Johnny is known for his positive personality, blah blah blah. Months. Yeah. I guess we'll see this will be reverted. Well, let's copy this. Yeah, reverted. It could have the slugs as well. I guess. Like I could rename these. Maybe not. Oh, how can I explain what its video looks like? Maybe I should. Assistant data is title snippet, YouTube link, demo app URL, GitHub URL, and publish that. This is human readable, I guess. It may not be the best thing for them. 6 fields, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I want this to return this. It's undefined, I guess. And this is undefined, I guess. That's nice. The video like this. Should I keep the transcripts? We won't do anything about the transcripts. Your response. Upload to YouTube. And there's snippet. They exist. Okay, so we've tweaked this. I think just pressing back will save it, and just remove everything, I guess. And it looks like I cannot add from the already added files, which is disappointing. Just delete this one. And this file, again, get a different ID. And save. Probably pay a bit more. So this one, the file ID is this, copy. This is the file ID. It is attached file, which is a JSON array, blah blah blah. All right. Save. And ask as a user, how do I do view transitions? Let's see. Ideally, it would be able to say, oh, it's this video. Maybe it will need both the video and the transcripts. Who knows? Oh, did I ask for retransitions or text gradients? Oh, great. Awesome. So that's exactly what I wanted. I found 2 relevant videos by Johnny that cover view transitions, app-like feel, and app-like list title view transitions. These videos provide great insights into creating app-like view transitions using the View Transition API and SvelteKit, complete with demo apps and code repositories for a hands-on understanding. Couldn't have said it better myself. So that's cool. And like barely, like not even 2 cents as well. So that's really good. That is good indeed. Now, what I'm thinking is, how do I have the assistant ID? This guy. I don't want to manually come here and upload the JSON array of files. How do I do text gradients? Especially if I'm gonna be adding like the live streams. And I wonder if, I don't know. So it should have found text gradient. Text gradient with vanilla CSS video. Yeah, you found the video eventually, but hey. But why couldn't you find it before? I was gonna say, it's good that it knows that we're doing both vanilla CSS and Tailwind, but it's in the title, that's how it knows. Right, so what if I add the JSON, make this like a JSON L? JSON lines. Does that make it any better? Who knows? We've learned about JSON lines today. course, prettier is gonna make it not be single lines, unfortunately. When it takes its station. So take this. And then, whenever it says title, do this. I guess I could have search for this comma. All right, that's kind of good. Can I rename this file? Can I change this extension? What can I do? Put this here, delete this, take this further out. Expectation L. So now let's delete this again, add another one. I need to go find the project again. Did I put it in scripts? Is that it? Guess that's it. Ooh. Should be valid JSON-L. According to what ChatGPT told me. Yeah, there are no commas in the end. Just new lines. Let's try again, try harder. Happy now? Maybe it was that empty line at the end. It was naughty. And tell them which is a JSON array. Check this guy. All right, clear. What else do we have here? How do I test? How do I test SvelteKit apps with no punctuation whatsoever? See if it's gonna figure this out. Because here I do say TDD SvelteKit with vtest. I don't explicitly say test. So let's see. The best result was for when we asked for view transitions, because it was like this or this. It was really good. Don't mention JSON-L twice. is able to read it now. It found the correct one. All right, so I like this. This may be good enough. It is searching for test, which is not good. Yeah, so it's literally searching for test. That's why when I asked for text gradients with an S in the end, it couldn't find the file that said text gradient. So yeah, it seems like we should have like a related method that finds the most related video. But then, if you do the search, if you are able to do the search and find the video, like you can format it in the way that you want. I don't know, you'd need AI for this. If it had like a cleverer way to match for this, I guess I assumed that it would be able to do like natural language interpretation into generative search, but I guess it doesn't. I guess it's just like a line of code. Oh well. All right, so play the button for this. Like we didn't do like a script for this. We created a happy endpoint. This one was best. So I won't use the assistant API today as advertised because I'm worried about the results. I think what we have is better. So I may just finish with the... Did I not add that bonus? But I talked about the bonus that instead of having Supabase run the method, instead of having it be a Dino function that the Supabase runs, and it's quite expensive. We could do this internally with SvelteKit, so let's try to do that. Well, let's try to do that, see how that goes for us. Supabase functions for this import map thing, all the things that we're using, so we don't need have this vector search function. Maybe we can do like API YouTube vector search, could be fine, could be fun. So vector search, and then we want a plus server.ts, and let's do whatever we were doing here before. But of course, this all needs to be in a get method. Let's see how we'll ever manage. We don't want to serve anything. We do want the client. I guess we have a client. We may want this and this package. This OpenAI. Don't we have it? Guess not. We're proxying through. get env, really wanted, this error helpers, don't want them. So yeah, let's try to bring this in bun install, bun add e, common tags, tokenizer, and OpenAI. Hey Trucktail CV, doing well. How are you doing? How are you doing? I wonder if this is something we have. We'll find out soon enough. We don't want this. Exits are, I don't imagine. Oh, common tags, not a real thing. Tokenizer is a real thing. I think these are types. But we'll see. This is trying to read from the docs. Create client. Do we need this? I guess it's not passing this, so just create client. And these for sure should have public Supabase URL. Yes, I stream Tuesdays and Fridays. We were on a huge shrink at the end of the year, but we'll come back to that schedule now that we're well into 2024. And we'll be picking up a big series, a SaaS series that will be episode 4 next time, next Tuesday. People are excited about, where we build our own membership based service, software as a service business, and we saw how to do it with SvelteKit, Supabase, and Stripe. So we'll see where we'll use this. And the OpenAI key, we do have it. Great. And these things, this is claiming that those aren't real things with the OpenAI API. This is interesting. And this server endpoint, we won't need to do any of that because we're doing SvelteKit. So many things to migrate. So many things to migrate. We don't need to worry about headers. And also, let me know what you'd be interested in seeing. I always take viewer requests into account because I love explaining and working with things that people want to see explained and worked on. I love being helpful. So let's have a regular SvelteKit request handler. And we won't be doing any course stuff. We will be trying to get the query from the search params. So we'll need the URL. So query is going to be URL search params get query. That's good. And if we don't have a query, I guess we can do something like that. I don't think you need to throw errors in this version of SvelteKit, SvelteKit 2. So we've done all of that. Sanitize the query. Let's do it here. We need to create a moderation here. Now here, like the, let's see, OpenAI JavaScript client. Configuration. Previous version used a configuration class, which in V4 they did not. So how do we go? It seems our old version had this, and we just import OpenAI. That's good to know. And we just do this, I guess. And create this for this client here too. Right, I guess that was it. And the answers are not nested in data. Looks like interesting to see. Interesting to see. Is create moderation not a real thing? Moderations create. So is it moderations create? Great. Getting somewhere. This is not nested in data, I guess. I don't know if we show this to the user or not. Maybe it's just a 400. Yeah, this automatically throws. Great. And then we'll create an embedding. I guess we'll do embeddings create this time. It's not a real thing. Embeddings create. I think I should do like a stream here. And for some reason, they want us to not to work with new lines. Just have spaces. Why? And why are we doing this? Embeddings. Do you want the small or the large one? The other one. Wow. This is much better. So let's use the newer one. And new lines. Anything about new lines? Yeah, they want us to do this, I guess. Sure. So we did the flagged, we did the German. not have status? What does it have? Will that always be there? Just keep going, I guess. Let's forget this ever happened. I think that's gonna have an embedding inside, indeed. Alright, and finally, we're gonna do stuff with Supabase. Matching numbers. Throw the error, I guess. And then can keep adding context so long as we don't go over the token limit. So the page sections is everything we've matched, and so long as we're under the token limit, we keep adding context. And then, finally, we're gonna be adding a message. Is this a real thing? No? How do you stream through? They ask. What a question. Anyway, let's see the messages that we'll have. We are gonna say, we're not gonna one line anything. What are we saying here? We're your helpful assistant, Johnny But, representative John McCreepy. That's me. Johnny is a principal software engineer and educational YouTuber. Johnny is known for his positive personality, smiley face, and ability to explain things concisely. Oh yeah. Johnny cuts around the world and inspires others to do the same. Johnny loves coding, video games, beach volleyball, and dad jokes. I've watched all of Johnny's videos and love to help other viewers. Given the following sections of transcripts from Johnny's videos, answer user questions based mostly on that information. So yeah, some new lines with there, I guess. Context sections, this. Please answer in Markdown, including related code snippets, if available. So that's the system message. I don't know what that's about. Somehow that formats. Somehow that's correct. This should be a system message. this should be a user message, and it should just be the query we had all along. So we could see how in the future we could change this to actually link to videos instead of responding based on the knowledge from the videos, because I think that's just more helpful as discussed. But hey, and so we did all that stuff. And now we want to actually, a lot of stuff here. Yeah, we want to actually call ChatGPT. Not the real thing. I think this is the model we can use. Who knows? The ChatGPT docs may know. New. The latest GPT-4 model intended to reduce cases of laziness where the model doesn't complete the task. Interesting. 25th of January. Is that yesterday? Great. Let's use that one. Let's use that one. It's going to be a streaming request. And we want to fetch, of course. And we'll use the fetch that SvelteKit provides, just in case it's going to be able to do some magic, because we're not using Supabase from locals. We'll use SvelteKit fetch. And then we have a response. And if it's not okay, then we throw an error. Not really happened. Here. And keep going. Cool. But if the response is okay, we want to return a streaming response. How do we do that? Can we just return the whole response? think this is just going to be a stream and we can just do that and move on with our lives. And in general, like it's try cutscene to catch errors and all of that. No one cares. So let's little all of that and see what we've done. Get the query from the sets params. We throw an error. If there is no query, we also trim it. We create the OpenAI client. We create the Supabase client. Guess we can create that later. No. And we create the embedding and stuff, the moderation stuff. When do we do the Supabase stuff? Here. So we create a super Supabase client here. Admin Supabase client, service role Supabase client that can do everything. And we've already vectorized the results, so we're doing like a clever text search based on what we have in the database, based on the transcripts that we have a GitHub action running. If you haven't been in that episode, in that live stream, and we say, all right, like system message, you're this bot and you have this context that we found in the database, and this is the user's query, please answer. And then we just call ChatGPT API. And they claimed something. They claimed they're using fetch for some reason. Hello, Kirill. Nice to see you. Today is not a continuation of the Supabase series. I had to do a short contract, which was fun for sure. And I did get to start with the SAS template that we were creating on stream, and it really got us going. I think it was really good. I'll be making some amendments based on feedback from there. But today I just wanted to get back on my feet and get things rolling again. So on Tuesday, we'll be back with part 4 of the Supabase series, which I know is the exciting one. Today we're playing around with generative Q&A again and ChatGPT Assistants and all of that as a bit of a warm-up to getting back to the twice weekly schedule. Thanks for asking. So the question is, or my question was, is it just to fetch instead of using the OpenAI client for this? And I wanted to double check, like, why do they do it like that? Ah, easy response streaming. So, okay, we get a response back and we can just return the response, is what we claim. And we can still return the OpenAI key as a bearer token, session header. Great. So, will this work? Does the existing thing work? Does this work? So this should be hitting the Supabase function, and it is, even though it isn't providing like a real answer. Let's do like text gradients. How do you do text gradients? All right, so using the Supabase function still works, which makes sense. We didn't change that. And what we want to do, I guess, is on that ask page, we must be doing like a fence. Maybe not. Vector function URL. What are we doing? My zoom is so high, maybe like a bit less would be fine. I am going with the tip of having my display size. My display here, just for the streams, I am going for larger text, so stream viewers will be able to more easily read when I read documentation and stuff. But yeah, maybe that was like a bit too much. Usually in real life, like it's more like this how I code, but I realize that's hard for people to see on the stream. But I also get that maybe if I keep going left and right, that's also annoying. It's all about throwbacks, no silver bullets. Right, so event source, query URL. Instead of hitting the vector function URL, we want to hit the one we just created. It's YouTube vector search, I guess. API YouTube vector search. Looks correct. So API YouTube vector search. Should have copied that. Because I want it here and then add the query like this, so we can URL escape it. I suppose that's what I was thinking when I originally did this. So let's see if we have indeed managed to successfully return a stream from OpenAI, and this should just work. And I hope it works. I can only assume there was an error. Failed to construct URL, of course, because it's not relative, I guess. Great. Let's try harder to create this URL correctly. Using the page store. We got something back. Got internal server error. Oh. The OpenAI API key does not exist. Interesting. Maybe I don't even have it on my .env. Shouldn't be passing like this. Passing it like this. All right, here we go. How to use ChatGPT with the SvelteKit. It's thinking. Oh, we did it. Install Axios. There's no way. There is no way that this is from one of my videos. This is like a general response. We need to get a response, which is good. Oh, and we managed to do this. So I asked, I don't think Johnny likes using Axios in 2024. Actually, Johnny has a positive view towards Axios, especially when it comes to handling HTTP requests and JavaScript applications. In one of his videos, he even provides a concise example of how to use Axios to make a GET request. Here's a snippet from that video. Is that true? Did I get well actually by ChatGPT about how I feel about Axios? In this example, Johnny demonstrates the simplicity and elegance of using Axios for asynchronous HTTP requests. He appreciates how Axios automatically transforms JSON data, making it easier to work with the response. This snippet reflects Johnny's practical approach to coding and his preference for tools that simplify the development process. Can't argue with that, I guess. So it's clear that Johnny views Axios positively and considers it a useful tool in web development. Is that true? So on the transcripts, I do say deployment on the ends. So on the ChatGPT video, which used to was, I still love it as a general SvelteKit tutorial as well, how to make a cool SvelteKit app. I am saying deployment on the edge is also why I didn't use the official OpenAI Node library. They've still got a hard dependency on all their Axios for their HTTP requests, which does not work on the edge runtime. SvelteKit injects a version of server-side fence that does work everywhere, which is why our HTTP request works perfectly. So I remember in that video, OpenAI Node was using an older version of Axios, which was using Node fence, I guess. Which made it not work on the edge runtime. And that makes me suspicious because with SvelteKit, you almost always want to use the fence that SvelteKit has for us. So yeah, I don't know. Where did you get that from? So I ask, recommend a video from Johnny. Of course, to better tailor my recommendation, could you let me know what you're interested in? Johnny covers a wide range of topics, including but not limited to programming tutorials, career advice in tech, productivity tips, travel coding blogs, beach volleyball, and gaming. Let me know what catches your interest. Programming tutorials, please. Now it just hallucinated. Here are a couple of programming tutorial snippets inspired by Johnny's style. Remember, Johnny loves to keep things concise, positive, and easy to understand. Let's dive into a couple of examples. First, hello world in Python. Python is a great language to start with if you're new to programming. Maybe that's something, well, I think that's still true, but surely I'd recommend JavaScript, TypeScript in 2024 after doing like 10 years of videos in JavaScript and TypeScript. I don't know who. Johnny always encourages playing around with code to truly understand how things work. That's true. Can't argue with that either. Simple CSS example. That's fun. All right. Please provide a link to a YouTube video by Johnny. Can you do that? Search Google. Don't forget to smile and code along. Yes. Yes, viewer. Do that and your coding journey will be better. They know my name, so that's good. Oh no, it's doing the same thing again. answering about the built-in view transitions. Are we providing any context sections? Should this be big? Here. In one of Son's videos, he covers how to create beautiful text variants using Tailwind CSS. Popular utility first framework. So I didn't mention Tailwind. No console log here. Is this happening? There may never be any context. That's the problem. So yeah, nothing matches, which is a problem, for sure. We're not throwing this error. We are getting the page sections back. It's just that nothing is matching. Why is that? Is this because we're doing the embedding 3? Did we embed using the ADA model? Maybe. So we have this GitHub action to generate the embeddings based on the embeddings generator that they have. And what are they doing there? I don't know. Let's try to use the ADA model again. Vector search. This guy. Did they do this one? Maybe it's not here. Maybe it's nested differently. Is it not? I guess it's not da. I should console log this too. Maybe this is a different thing. I guess this is a number. It looks like this is something. I don't think that's the problem. Right, embedding is the thing in there. So that's correct. Let's try to use the other model. And go back to 1500 tokens. So yeah, with this model, it is able to find the results. I wonder if it's like the match threshold stuff. Unclear. Let's use the large model too. So we don't want that, we want that. It's large, not a real thing. Yeah, maybe it's because the Supabase action, maybe it creates embeddings based on the other model, I guess. So I'll have to debug how to use the new ones at a different time. Oh, apply video definitely got the match. Okay, so that was the problem. Let's find the .logs. So unfortunately, we're not using the more efficient embedding models. Do they have any instructions? I guess I'll have to check the GitHub action for this one. Still on 0.5. So what does it do? There's a lot of things. I have looked at this a lot. Other. Anyway, something to debug in the future. So I did upgrade and add some dependencies. I did add this thing that returns the YouTube videos that we have in a format that maybe the ChatGPT Assistant would be willing to read if we change to that in the future. I guess I can remove this vector search, like all these functions stuff, all the Dino stuff. Trash. We are using SvelteKit. We added the CPT tokenizer to ensure we're under the limit. OpenAI because we're hitting it directly. This I don't want. this script I do not want. This is something that we may use in the future. And this is the one we're working on. So SvelteKit serverless function to hit OpenAI instead of a Supabase function, which is expensive. It's a big thing we did. And here we're just ensuring that we're hitting our own method and not the vector function, the Supabase function. How did I find this? Vector function URL was here, based on the Supabase URL. So we don't want this anymore. All right, I think we're good to go. So long as OpenAI still works, because if they have updated to not use Access with Feds, we should be good to go. Let's ask this. What does Johnny think of Access? I guess I don't mention it. I don't mention it for ChatGPT. So they're still claiming that this is like a tutorial that I've done. I imagine that it didn't manage to find the one where I say, watch out when you use OpenAI and the OpenAI node client and want to deploy on the edge. But maybe you won't be able to do so. Oh well. And yeah, we deleted the Supabase function. Publish the brands and I'll review it offline. Last chances for chats before we end the stream. It was fun today. Get back into the flow. Twice weekly streams. Do you like twice weekly or bi-weekly? It's the age-old question. Question older than tabs versus spaces. Will it deploy is one of the classic questions. Give it like 50-50. It's been a while since that video, so I can only assume that OpenAI has had a release that updated their version of Axios at the very least. Let's inspect. One installed failed. Well, did it change the log file? I guess so. Yeah. Who knows why? Like, these aren't real things, but they are real things. Oh well. Let's see. Packetization, let's receive this. No formatting changes. Cool. I did use PNPM for the project I was doing because I did create a monorepo as well, and I trust PNPM more in general for users in production, but especially when you have to do something like a monorepo. Their workspaces functionality is great, amazing. I love it. So I think I pushed this, so I think it's gonna retry, just to not leave us hanging. I always hate ending with like a failed PR. Actually, push this. But sometimes it happens. Oh. Did I do my classic mistake of not having this be in Vercel? I guess so. Alright, so that's the thing I'll do offline. Hopefully the rest will work. So in like Vercel, I guess, in this project, in these settings, in these environment variables, I don't have an OpenAI key. I have like quite a lot of things, but I'm not an OpenAI one. I have one locally, so it's just a matter of setting it, and then it should work. Go to Johnnify and try to run the search. Let me know if it still works. The thing that I have had trouble working is the markdown stuff. So that's why locally it does do the nice markdown thing, but online, I don't know, like the libraries I'm using don't seem to be behaving well in the Vercel environment. Oh well. Right, so what did we manage to do today? We did migrate this. We didn't attempt recreating the system because I wasn't convinced with the responses, but we may do that in the future. It seems like the assistant that we created here would be able to do something like link to a video instead of trying to respond, but it's a different thing than the ask thing we have, so I didn't want to just do it now. I just wanted to make a more efficient response to begin with. So those are things that we may do in the future, especially since the assistant wait doesn't seem to have a streaming response, so they'd wait for longer, user would wait for longer for a response. So I do think the current user experience is better. But next week we're back with the SAS project. I don't know if we'll be doing the playwright tests, which are important, and there are some playwright tests, but I know people are excited to do the Stripe integration, so maybe we'll jump straight into the Stripe stuff. We'll see. That's all for today. It was great to be back and stream with you. Thank you for keeping me company, especially the people in the chat. Suggest what you'd like to see next, but most likely we'll keep on building the SAS app, and most likely we'll be doing Stripe next. So it's been a pleasure. Have lovely, lovely weekends. I'll see you all later.